What is going on, everybody? Welcome into Purple&SKOL'd Media. It's been a while. I'm back from my hiatus. I know it's been a minute, but you guys see me around. I've been on other shows and everything, but Purple&SKOL'd Media is back, and we are live right before the 2025 season. And man, do we got some things to talk about. What is going on, everybody? Again, it is your boy SK, and this is Purple&SKOL'd Media. We are back. I took a year off, man. I didn't feel great about it. I didn't want to do it, but I had to. Family stuff. I had to take care of the kids, all right? Got to take care of the children. But I'm back. We're going at this thing full force again. Like I said before, I'm sure you guys have seen me on Purple Parlor with Randy and rap every Monday, and then probably here and there on other people's podcasts. But this is me. Purple&SKOL'd is my shit, and I'm back. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for everybody for tuning back in from when I was doing it over a year ago. But now I'm back on my channel for real. So again, appreciate you guys for tapping in. Delton came in earlier, said to bring my shit or don't bring it at all. I feel you, Delton. I hear you, and I don't have any other option. I'm gonna bring it. That's all I gotta do. That's all I gotta do. Mr. Bob Swede, Mr. Mock, thank you for tapping in with your boy. Skull State of Mind, my guy. I heard you're making it to Skull Fest this year. I heard it through the grapevine. So looking forward to that. Anybody else coming to Skull Fest? Put it in the comments, man. I want to know who's coming. And just a heads up, man, I don't know what's going on with California, my area, or my Wi-Fi, but my Wi-Fi is cutting in and out. So please forgive me if this thing just automatically cuts out of nowhere. Let's hope it doesn't, but I'm here for the long term, and I'm back, and I'm ready to go. And today, it's going to be a little bit different today because I'm usually the positive guy, Mr. Optimistic. We're going to get a little pessimistic today. I'm going to play a little bit of devil's advocate today. So bear with me. But before we get down to the main topic of the show today, I did want to go over kind of the injuries that the Minnesota Vikings are dealing with right now, obviously starting with Andrew Van Ginkel. Justin Jefferson's back at practice. I don't think any of us had a huge concern about Justin Jefferson not making it to week one. I think we all kind of knew that it was more of a precautionary take by the Vikings, but this is a perfect time to bring him back. I'm assuming he's more than 100% ready to go. Since it is preseason, you're kind of easing your way in, especially with a guy like Justin Jefferson. Hamstrings can linger all season, so you don't want that. Let him rest up. Rest that hamstring, make sure he's 100% and some, give him some extra time, and then get him back out on the field. But it's necessary to get him out there because we see J.J. McCarthy and Jordan Addison building this kind of rapport during practice. That's J.J. McCarthy's guy right now. That's who Justin Jefferson needs to be. So these next 2.5 weeks-ish, 2 weeks, it should be Justin Jefferson and J.J. McCarthy building that rapport, building that connection, and hopefully by week one, we see the connection that's already built with Jordan Addison. Hopefully we see that same connection that he has with Addison that he'll have with Justin Jefferson. But Andrew Van Ginkel is one I'm worried about. And I'll tell you this. We don't know what it is. It could be nothing. It could just be, hey, Gink, you're good. You know the system. We don't want you going to the season banged up. Almost like a Justin Jefferson thing in a sense. It may have been very minor to begin with, but the Vikings are playing more of a precautionary thing to say, hey, don't worry about it. You're good. Your spot is held. It may be that. But what concerns me and what it reminds me of is the Danielle Hunter situation. What was that? 6-ish years ago, 5-6-ish years ago, where it's just a neck twitch or a neck crank, whatever they wanted, whatever Zimmer called it. They downplayed the hell out of it, and he ended up missing the majority of the season. Just wasn't the same Danielle Hunter. That's where this concerns me, because we don't know what it is. This could be anything. This could be a finger sprain, or this could be some type of ligament or something that we're trying to get second and third opinions on to see if he can play during the season. So the Gink injury concerns me. I don't know. I need a little bit more info for me to feel a little bit more comfortable saying, all right, we're good. Gink's gonna be ready week 1. And nobody's really noticed until it was actually brought up earlier today. I think we are all, along the thought of, yeah, we're pretty healthy going into the season outside of maybe the wide receiver room. But everywhere else, we're fine. We're good. This defense is going to be great, which I fully believe, but Gink's got to be a part of that. If Gink isn't a part of this defense, we're not this crazy elite defense that we're bragging about here. And we're not sure about Dallas Turner. What's going on with Dallas Turner? This is supposed to be a breakout year. Granted, I know it's preseason. I get it. But we're not getting rave reviews out of Dallas Turner. So, Gabe Murphy? Shout out Gabe Murphy, having a great preseason. Shout out Rap. Tapping in. Appreciate you, my guy. Back on PSM. You already know. I'm back. I'm back like Rich Eisen on SportsCenter. Anybody catch that SportsCenter last night? Brought back some nostalgia for me. Love seeing Rich Eisen back on SportsCenter. Love that. But again, that Van Ginkel injury, man, it's bugging me. It's not. I need to know more. Because I'm not comfortable saying that he'll be fine. We don't know anything about it. And usually things like this, if they're not speaking on an injury, either they're trying to get a second opinion to see, hey, can he go without surgery? Can he wait till after the season? Can he do this? Can he do that? It's not him holding out for more money. He just signed an extension. So what is it? Why is Gink in street clothes during practice in the prime of training camp when we're getting ready for this 2025 season? What's going on? I need to know. So the Van Ginkel injury worries me. Josh Metellus from KOC saying he should be back at practice, working himself in during this week. So no worry there with Josh Metellus. Jalen Naylor, it never stops with Jalen Naylor, man. I've never been a big fan specifically because his durability. He has the speed. He has the talent. He's a great wide receiver, kind of 3-ish, 4-ish to have. Probably 4-ish, more 4-ish. But I was never a big fan because of his durability. And again, time and time again, we're coming into the 2025 season. And guess who's hurt again? Jalen Naylor. I don't know why any of us are surprised here, if we are. But what that does is we're going into maybe the third season of us saying this is Jalen Naylor's year to break out. This is his chance. He's going to put up numbers this year. And granted, last year I felt like he had a really good year for his role on this team. Maybe we could have got a little bit more out of him. But I felt like last year he had a good season. He was healthy the majority of it. But we're going now into the third season expecting some type of production from Jalen Naylor or even health from Jalen Naylor. And we're not getting that. What's up, Barber? Welcome in. We got the crews filing in nice and slow. Delton, what's up, Delt? But Harrison Smith, also another huge concern. But again, with Harrison Smith, he is the one or two guys maybe on this defense where if he sat out the entire training camp or the majority of training camp, I'm not too concerned because the guy's been in the league for, how's it been? Almost 15 years now, give or take. So I'm not necessarily worried about Harrison Smith and how are we going to work him back into this defense. And so I'm not as worried about Harrison Smith as I am about Van Ginkel, because we don't know. Like, it's just a mystery with Van Ginkel right now. But Harrison Smith, I feel like he's fine. He's good to go. He might be banged up a little bit, but this is the guy's 15th or something training camp. He knows how to go about this. I'm not too concerned about Harrison Smith, but still going to keep an eye on it. I'm still going to keep an eye on it. You got to. But that brings me to the reason why I decided to hop back on this, the motivation I got to hop back on this thing. I'm just playing, but KOC, we all love him. We all agree KOC is he's an great offensive mind, great with quarterbacks. We love his relationship with Justin Jefferson, with JJ McCarthy. We all love KOC. I don't think there's anybody that hates the guy. I don't hate the guy. I love KOC. I think he's the right coach for this team. But this has got to be a question at this point, and I know this year is not necessarily a buffer year, or we're not kind of expecting to take a step back in a sense. But yes, you do have a first-year quarterback. He's young still. We know all that. But going into the fourth season of KOC, and we're 0-2 in the playoffs. 0-2 in the playoffs. Lost to a far less superior team at home, to the New York Giants, but we let that one slide. That first-year head coach, you had a great regular season. Okay, we let that one slide. Unfortunately, we don't want to, but we'll take that one. Wasn't expected to be there. Year two, obviously, the whole fiasco with the quarterback position, Josh Dobbs and Nick Mullins, and just a bunch of people mixed in there. We don't even count that year as far as holding it against the coach, whether good or bad. Moved to year three last year. Obviously, we have the year that we do, going, 14-3, only losing to two teams, the Lions and the Rams, throughout the entire year. Now, granted, you didn't get home field advantage. You had an opportunity to do so in week 18 against the Lions, and we saw what happened. You could honestly consider that a playoff game if you want to. The playoff atmosphere, it's on the road. It's for something of significance, which is the number one seed in NFC, home field advantage throughout, and you end up laying the egg. Now, a lot of that we put on Sam Darnold, but again, we can go down that rabbit hole and kind of dig up a bunch of stuff and say, well, if we would have ran the ball a little bit better in the red zone, we wouldn't have the issue of having to throw it and Sam Darnold having to sling it around like that. But we came up with an egg in that game. Nonetheless, you still make the playoffs. You're still 14-3. And then you play the other team that beat you in the regular season in the Rams. Granted, it's an alternate stadium. Remember, we had to play in Arizona. A lot of Vikings fans in Arizona. So that crowd may have been 50-50, 60-40. So it wasn't necessarily a playoff game on the road. And you go out there and you lay an egg. And I'm not immediately referring to KOC here about him laying the egg. He made his mistakes. We understand some of the play calling was suspect. But a lot of that, again, goes on Sam Darnold and him kind of being the pumpkin that we kind of expected him to be going into the season. So, nonetheless, you play the Rams after going 14-3, after having the defense that you had, after having all these weapons on offense, and you go out there and you put up 9 points in an alternate stadium. You're not on the road. Put up 9 points. Again, some of that blame goes to Sam Darnold. I'm not taking him out of the equation here. But you got to start looking at KOC, man. Now, this year, it's a little trickier walking a fine line because you are introducing a young, fresh, supposed to be franchise quarterback, and I have full belief in JJ McCarthy, and I have full belief in KOC getting JJ McCarthy ready and getting the best out of him for this team. But you're also a head coach. It's not just the quarterback success or the quarterback's production or the quarterback's progression through his career that we're looking at here. We got to start looking at playoff record. We've had the talent. We've had the team to at least win a playoff game, right? So when are we going to really start holding it against KOC about, hey, you're great in the regular season. We're great finding ways to win. We're averaging 23.5 points per game since you've been here. But in the playoffs, we're averaging 16.5 points per game. Granted, again, it's only 2 games that we're going off of here. But if we don't win a playoff game this year, granted, injuries happen, and if something happens to where we lose a ton of people or just, we can have those seasons where you have off. Like the Josh Dobbs year, we end up, 8-9 or whatever it is. That's fine. We may not hold that against you, but if we make it to the playoffs, we got to get a playoff win. We got to get a playoff win. Because if we don't, we're going to start hearing KOC's a regular season coach. He's 0-3 in the playoffs. He had a 13-4 team, right? 13-4 team one year, lost to the Giants at home in the playoffs. Daniel Jones led Giants in the playoffs. In his second playoff game, he lost to an old Matthew Stafford. Granted, still a really good team, but you had a 14-3 team. You had a 14-3 team, played on the alternate field. There was no home field advantage, and you put up 9 points. So when are we going to start holding KOC accountable? Again, I'm a KOC guy. I'm a KOC fan. I want KOC to be the coach of this team, but we can keep blaming it was Sam Darnold or the year before. It was the Ed Donatel defense. Who hired Ed Donatel? KOC did. Now, granted, he turned around and hired Brian Flores right behind that, so he made a good decision there. But this year, we make the playoffs. We lose first round of the playoffs. Well, he had a first-year quarterback. Again, I'm a KOC guy. But at the same time, I'm not going to sit here and say it's acceptable to lose in the first round of the playoffs when you have a regular season like you had the 2 years that you made the playoffs. You had a 13-4 year. I don't care what we say about the defense. We had a 13-4 year, and you turn around and you lost to Daniel Jones in the playoffs at home. I was at the game. So, if this is how he cures it, we come out this season, we win a playoff, just win a playoff game. We can go 8-9 and somehow sneak into the playoffs. If you win a playoff game, we're not even talking about this. We're not talking about this. Oh, Gary, don't get me started on this, Gary. Hold on. I need to take my I need to drink my Kool-Aid jammer for this one. Don't get me started, Gary. Most of you guys may know how I feel about KOC. His draft acumen is what I'm referring to. I love his free agency moves. I love everything. But when it comes to that draft and KOC, KOC, I don't know, dog. I don't know. I'm going to have to see something here. I'm going to have to see something here before you're going to have to relinquish those draft duties, because I'm tired of seeing you cheesing in the war room, and we're sitting here like, who the fuck did we just draft right now? Who? Oh, this is a KOC guy. All right. Well, I don't think we got any more KOC guys on the roster. I think all the KOC guys are gone after Brian Asamoah bounced. So that was Spillman's draft. Oh, don't get me started on the Spillman versus KOC when it comes to drafting. Spillman, we could talk about Spillman trading back to get accumulating 7th round picks all we want. Rick Spillman went out there and drafted Pro Bowlers, drafted future Hall of Famers. Spillman drafted Justin Jefferson. Spillman drafted Christian Darrisaw. Spillman drafted Josh Metellus, Harrison Smith. He drafted pillars that are still in this franchise. Before that, guys aren't even on this team anymore. He drafted Danielle Hunter, still a top pass rusher in the league. Who is KOC drafted that we can sit there and be like, as much as I love JJ McCarthy, we don't know yet. We're starting to doubt Dallas Turner now. So I love KOC when it's free agency time, when it's time to find these hidden gems, these undrafted free agents. KOC does his shit. Oh my. One of the top GMs in the league when it comes to that. Being aggressive in free agency, love it. Finding the right guys in free agency for pennies on the dollar. And Van Ginkel, it wasn't pennies on the dollar for Greenard, but that draft, KOC. Ugh. Delton says, I'm not down Turner. There's a lot of us are down Turner. The little bit we've seen, we haven't heard any rave reviews. The guy behind him's looking real good, and Gabe Murphy. I'm just saying. Bob Sweet, Danny Dimes just started. Danny Dimes just starting. Looking good for our comp pick. Again, moves like that, I love KOC. I mean, I saw this from a mile. As soon as we went out there and signed Daniel Jones, I was like, oh, this is a quick grab for a comp pick. That's what this is. Granted, we tried to sign him to be our backup, but I knew what that was. We essentially traded Daniel Jones for a 4th round pick, more than likely a 4th round pick. Giants couldn't get that. So that's a great move by KOC. But again, going back to that draft, all his drafts is very suspect. Very suspect. But back to KOC. He could clear all this convo up if he can avoid this combo, because there isn't this combo yet of holding KOC accountable for not performing in the playoffs. But if we lose this year in the playoffs, there's going to be some eyeballs on KOC at that point. Not saying he's on the hot seat, not saying he shouldn't be coaching this team, but there's going to be some eyes on him and saying, oh, he might just be a regular season guy. He may not be a playoff coach. And some coaches are like that. Marvin Lewis was Cincinnati years ago. Just always had a great team. Always had a really, really good team. Always had a playoff team. But just couldn't get out of the first round. Unfortunately, there's coaches like that. There's quarterbacks like that. Let's just cross our fingers and hope that KOC isn't one of those guys. I don't think he is. Again, this isn't me putting up a video scorning KOC. I love KOC. And I hope that all this that I'm saying isn't what it is. But he's got to show us something outside of just these regular season games. I got to see some playoff production. I can't see 9 points against a decent defense in the Rams. They weren't the number one defense. It's not like we went in there and played the Eagles on the road and they were just too powerful in the trenches for us. It was none of that. It was Sam Darnold being a pumpkin, and it was some really bad play calling. And even going back to 2022 against the Giants, if you aren't criticizing Kirk Cousins for throwing short of the sticks, then you're criticizing KOC for drawing up a play that is run short of the sticks with the season on the line. So, KOC, I love you, dog, but I got to see something from you in the playoffs very, very soon. Very soon. I'm confident we have the players. I'm confident we have the staff with Brian Flores. Confident we have the right home field advantage if we're able to grab some home field advantage in the playoffs. But I can't see 9 points from you. I got to see more than 9 points. Got to see more than 9 points. So hopefully he has a chance. I think we'll make the playoffs this year. I think our schedule's a little bit tougher than what last year was. And obviously JJ McCarthy coming in, being a young guy, not necessarily knowing to the full extent of who he's going to be. And again, this is his rookie season. There's going to be some bumps in the road. There's going to be some possible ugly games where like, just got to take that one, take it on the chin, move on to the next game. It's just the way of a rookie quarterback. As much as Jaden Daniels looked great last year, he had a couple games where they were a little rough. It's going to happen. But I still think this team makes the playoffs. So I do think that KOC will get the opportunity to get a playoff win under his belt. Hopefully it's at home. And hopefully we have a division title. So I don't know, man. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. I'm excited. I'm shaking off the cobwebs for Purple and Skull Media here. But again, man, I appreciate each and every one of you guys tapping back in with me. It's been a while, but I'm back. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button if you don't already. Go ahead and give me a follow on X, or you can call it Twitter. I call it Twitter still. At SK_NFL. And then obviously got to give a shout out to my sponsor, our sponsor here at the Purple Gang, Skullfest Gang. Big shout out to Custom Grains. They have all of the Skullfest apparel that you can think of. We got beanies, we got hats, we got shirts, sweaters, we got mugs, and we're adding more to it. So make sure you go over to Custom Grains, pick up your Skullfest gear. Not only your Skullfest gear, they got a lot of custom stuff that you can pick up from them. Check out their shop. They got a lot of funny shit too. So if you're into those funny quotes or real raunchy stuff, they got you covered. So make sure you go over to Custom Grains, check out the Skullfest section, check out the shop, and make sure you tell them we sent you so they can take care of you. All right. So appreciate you guys tapping in with me tonight. I'm going to be back every Tuesday. Tuesday is my day. So lock me in. Lock me in. We're going to work around the other Purple Gangs shows. You know, I'm not going to go live at the same time as rap or anything. So make sure you tap in, hit that bell. Every Tuesday night, I'll be on this thing going live, talking my shit. But again, appreciate you guys for tapping in. Barber got his shirts in today. Says he loves them. So make sure you guys grab your Skullfest shirt too. Delton, I hope you come this time, man. You actually came to Crooked Pint with us. I think it was last year, right? I think it was last year. Met us at Crooked Pint, but we didn't get to see you after that. So Pull up to Crooked Pine again, man. Skull Fest is going to be cracking September 13th, 6 p.m. Central Time. Make sure you tap in. Get there early. RSVP for your ticket as well, so you can get a free ticket into our main drawing. We're giving away tickets to the game. We're giving away a ton of signed memorabilia. We're giving away a bunch of shit, man. So just make sure you're there. Chances are, if you just go, you're going to leave with something. We got a lot of shit. So make sure you guys tap in with us. Make sure you RSVP and make sure you get there early because seating is limited. You don't want to be standing there all night, right? So make sure you guys tap in with us. Again, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. It is your boy, SK. As always, this is Purple and Skull Media, man. This is what we do.